LeBron James, superhuman or simply the most disciplined person alive? I want to ask you something. I really want you to think about it. Is LeBron James the greatest basketball player in history? Maybe you said yes, maybe you said no, maybe you're still debating it. And that's completely fine. This debate will never end. It's not supposed to. But let me say this. Whatever the answer to that question is, there is one truth that cannot be argued. 41 years old. A father playing on the same court as his son, one of the longest-serving players in NBA history. And still, this season, averaging 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists per game. Still on the playoff stage, still fighting for a championship. Isn't that superhuman? LeBron James entered the NBA in 2003 at the age of 18. Back then, people said, he'll probably shine for a few years, then fade out. We've seen dozens of stars in basketball history who burned bright early and burned out fast. They came young, ran out of fuel, and disappeared. LeBron has been playing for 22 seasons. He has never had a serious surgery. He has never spent extended time on the injury list. There is no other player in NBA history who has performed at this level, this consistently, this continuously, this elite, throughout an entire career. In Netflix's documentary Starting Five, LeBron says, "At this point, I'm surprised at myself. I'm not tired. I think my dedication to this work is the biggest reason I'm still able to play at this level." Think about that for a second. A man who just 2 years ago played in both the Olympics and a full NBA season looks at his own performance and says, "Even I'm surprised." That sentence is the greatest proof of how long this man has been doing the right things. Now let's get to the real point. Because when telling the story of LeBron James, just saying he was talented means skipping half the story. Yes, he was talented. But talent doesn't carry anyone to this age. What takes you from 18 to 41 isn't talent. It's a system. And LeBron's system is perhaps the best documented, most comprehensive, most expensive physical maintenance system in the history of sport. Sports writer Bill Simmons said on a podcast years ago, LeBron spends about $1.5 million a year on his body. LeBron neither confirmed nor denied that number. He only said, "I won't disclose a number on that. But more importantly, I think it's the time." So what does that time and money go toward? Cryotherapy after every game, exposing the body to temperatures of minus 150 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit to reset muscle inflammation. 90 minutes in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, breathing pure oxygen at high pressure to accelerate cell renewal and reduce swelling. Red light therapy, Normatec compression boots, daily massage, and percussive therapy. A personal chef who eliminates sugar and processed foods entirely, ramps up carbohydrates during game stretches, and optimizes every meal for muscle repair and energy. This is not a luxury list. This is a performance investment. But LeBron's trainer Mike Mancias has been saying for years, his greatest recovery tool doesn't cost a thing. That thing is sleep. LeBron aims for 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. On game days, he always takes a 2-hour nap in the afternoon. He cuts off his screens early, keeps his room cool, and charges his brain the same way you plug your phone in before bed. In his own words, sleep is the best recovery you can have. Can I do it perfectly every night? Of course not, but if I try to get as much sleep as I can, that's the only way to get back to 100%. Think about it. There is a billion-dollar sports industry in this world. Thousands of different recovery technologies, supplements, devices. But the number one advice from a man who has played in the NBA for 22 years, get enough sleep. LeBron wakes up every morning at 6:30. He starts the day with a cold shower. He does weightlifting 3 days a week and mobility and ball work the other 2. Every summer he steps completely away from basketball for 6 weeks. But does he do nothing during those 6 weeks? No. Yoga, Pilates, stretching, massage, pool running. He keeps working his body in a different language. On the Mind the Game podcast this year, he said, "I always think about this. How do I take care of myself today so I'm as ready as possible for tomorrow? Everything is for the next day." Read that sentence one more time. Everything is for the next day. Most of the time, we look at what we did today. LeBron is thinking about tomorrow. And that difference, compounding over 22 years, has carried him to a place no one else can reach. At the 2024 Paris Olympics, he was the oldest player on the U.S. national team. Throughout the tournament, he delivered his biggest performances at the most critical moments. In the semifinal against Serbia, he recorded a triple-double: 16 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. Only 3 times in Olympic history had this feat been achieved before that moment, and LeBron was doing it for the second time. The U.S. came back from 17 points down to beat Serbia 95-91. Then came the final. In front of a roaring crowd of 15,000 on home French soil, LeBron orchestrated his team with 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists. With Steph Curry's ice-cold three-pointers melting France's defense, the U.S. defeated France 98-87 to claim the gold medal, and the tournament MVP was named LeBron James. At 39 years old, Olympic MVP. Now let's talk about the scoring records. In February 2023, in a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, LeBron James hit a fadeaway in the final seconds of the third quarter and broke the greatest record in NBA history. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 38,387-point record that had stood unbroken for 39 years. Kareem himself was in the arena, and he handed the ball to LeBron with his own hands, a man with tears in his eyes, standing at the peak of a 20-year career. 1 year later, in March 2024, in a game against the Denver Nuggets, he broke his second major record. He became the first player in NBA history to surpass 40,000 points. For comparison, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retired with 38,387, Karl Malone with 36,928, Kobe Bryant with 33,643, Michael Jordan with 32,292. LeBron left them all behind. LeBron James and his son Bronny James stepped onto the court at the same time. It was the first time in NBA history that a father and son played together on the same team. Think about it. When LeBron entered the NBA, Bronny hadn't even been born yet, and that same man is now his son's teammate. This is the product of a discipline that defies the very concept of time. So when LeBron is asked, "What's your secret?" what does he say? There is no secret. Secrets don't exist. The secret is dedication and hard work. That sentence is both the simplest and the deepest thing anyone could say. We spend our lives searching for big secrets. A special formula, a shortcut, a hidden method. LeBron looks at us and says, "Let me tell you the secret you've been looking for. There isn't one." But this isn't an easy answer. It's actually the hardest answer. Because if there's no secret, what's left? What's left is getting up every day, working every day, making the right choice every day, and doing that for 22 years straight. LeBron talks about his mind as much as his body, and he says it plainly. "I don't want to go to the gym every single day either. I don't wake up happy every morning. I have hard days too." And that's exactly why his story moves me. Because he's human too. What makes the difference is that he goes anyway, that he keeps going even when he's tired, that he gets up even when his mind says, "Stop." "I fight against my mind," he says, "but those battles make me stronger." Strength comes from continuing in the hard moments. This isn't a sports text anymore. This is a life philosophy. Let me come back to the question I started with. Is LeBron James the greatest basketball player in history? Some will say Michael Jordan. That's fair. Some will argue LeBron belongs at the top. That's fair too. This debate is personal, emotional, generational, and that's exactly what makes it beautiful. But this much I can say, when it comes to discipline, when it comes to longevity, when it comes to taking care of your body, your mind, and your game, LeBron James is teaching everyone a lesson. Still on the court at 41. Still elite at 41. Still learning, still growing, still adapting at 41. This is not superhuman. This is the clearest proof of just how powerful a human being can be. You don't have LeBron's $1.5 million budget. You don't have a personal trainer. You don't have a hyperbaric chamber. But LeBron's real secret isn't any of those things anyway. The real secret is this: every single day, even in the moments he doesn't want to, focusing on getting to the next day in the best shape possible. You can do this too. Sleep a little earlier tonight. Take a little better care of your body today. When your mind says quit today, hold on just a little longer, because greatness doesn't come from extraordinary decisions. It comes from extraordinary consistency on ordinary days. LeBron showed us this, point by point, game by game, year by year, for 22 years. Keep following us. Who do you want to see next? Cristiano Ronaldo, Kobe Bryant's mental philosophy, or another sports legend's story of discipline? Write it in the comments. We'll cover whoever gets asked for the most.